you're a Christian and you seriously think that Kamala Harris is going to represent the values of God, take a look at your faith. Because this is a woman who literally is a Marxist. Her dad was a Marxist. Karl Marx was a Satanist. Karl Marx literally wrote about how Lucifer's calling him home, essentially. Do you remember on that debate she did with Trump, when Trump grilled her about abortion on the 8th and 9th month? She wouldn't answer. She'd just be like, come on. That was like a cop-out. Because if she answered that, people would be like, whoa, this woman's psycho. That's what she wants. She doesn't care. All abortion is wrong, but the 8th and 9th month especially, that's barbaric. As a Christian, if you fell into the lie of Trump's this bigot, Trump is this, Trump is that, you have to understand that the media is witchcraft. You're watching TV on the TV channels, just like sorcerers or channelers. A lot of these newscasters are witches and warlocks. Like, they really are. They got exposed for doing rituals in Bohemian Grove. Like, they're really about that. I'm not just saying this as like a symbolic thing. Witches and warlocks are on your screen manipulating you, because witchcraft is manipulation. A lot of Christians sadly have fallen prey to the false prophet, which is the news media, and they hate Trump for absolutely no reason.
You gotta be diligent with prayer. The church needs to wake up.
You know, I kind of forgot about the Bohemian Grove situation. I kind of want to know who exactly was there, you know, with that whole secretive situation. I have a strong guess as to who was there, right? But, you know, I came across the video that I want to show you guys, and I thought it was pretty interesting considering what has recently happened. And what I mean by that is the Kamala rally where, actually, I'll just play the clip for you guys where this happened, where the guys were yelling, Jesus is Lord, and Kamala said, I think you're at the wrong rally.
Christ is King. Jesus is Lord.
So you heard the gentleman there saying Christ is King, Jesus is Lord, and Jesus loves you. And Kamala saying, oh, I think you guys are at the wrong rally. I came across this video clip from a pastor by the name of, I have to pull it back up again. I had it pulled up. Oh, Alton Williams, Pastor Alton Williams out of Memphis, Tennessee. And what he had to say was actually spot on. And I wanted to share it with you guys, especially considering what we just witnessed there at a Kamala rally. But then also Michigan's Democrat governor, Gretchen Whitmer, you know, mocking Christians, right? And I showed you guys that video clip yesterday and the day before yesterday. So with that being said, let's dive in.
The Democratic Party, I'm going to say it tonight so that you won't be confused, is the Antichrist Party. It is anti-family. And I'm going to say this, you're not going to believe it, but it is anti-black folk. You are only needed for votes. You are only loved when it's time to get your votes. There's no real care about you. And see, we still stuck, and we got that thing ingrained in us that this is the party for the black man. It is not. The party has changed. Black people, really, to be honest with you, have never been the priority. They have only been used. Go back and look at the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We've all given Democrats credit for that, but Johnson was the one that wanted to pass it, but he couldn't get enough Democrat votes to pass it. It was the Republicans that pushed and passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
That is actually true. And I have it pulled up here on ussenate.gov. We can read here, with 6 wavering senators providing a 4 vote margin of victory. The final tally stood at 71-29. Republicans and 44 Democrats joined forces to support. They were opposed by votes from 6 Republicans. So 6 Republicans voted against it and 21 Democrats. It's right there. Republicans overwhelmingly supported that vote. It was Democrats who were completely against it. And he didn't have enough Democrat votes to pass it. So Republicans came in to save the day, not Democrats. But hey, facts are facts. Let's jump back in.
Go tonight and look it up. Look at Wiki, W-I-K-I, put it in there, 1960. He couldn't even get enough Democrats to vote for it. So he had to go to Republican senators in order to help him out. They are anti-life. The party pushes stuff that's anti-life. It pushes anti-morality because most of their policies are immoral, that pushes sexual perversion. It is the party of death. Why do you say that, Pastor? If you go back, you'll see slavery started with the Democratic Party. And we saw many slaves that died. We also saw under Jim Crow. Jim Crow was established by Democrats. And we saw under Jim Crow how many were hung and lynched. And then we are seeing today how many babies, African American people are giving up their future because they won't have, in another 15, 20 years, they won't have enough people because they have cut their birth rates off and have aborted their children. This is exactly what the party wants. So it is a party of death when it comes down to it. It is a party that is against black families. Look at the history of the family. From slavery, which were Democrat plantation owners, in slavery, they separated our families. They would not even acknowledge the marriages of black families. They would even take a black man over here who called himself being married to a woman, but if he was a big, strong guy, they took him and made him mate with another woman. That's one of the reasons our marriages and our families have not been strong, because the spirit of that has passed down generationally. We have not always had strong family structures like we should have. Now, we did good up in the early 1900s, 1920, 30. Our families were pretty good and pretty strong during that time. But what happened was they bought the war on poverty. This was Democrat. Bought the war on poverty. You know what they did? They gave money to fix a problem. So they had programs, they gave welfare, but they took one key out that they understood was the key to the family. They took the man out of the home. Ladies, we'll give you the money, but you can't have a man in your house. That means the children now were robbed of them having a father. And so that kept, once again, another policy that has hurt our families. And then even today, Black Lives Matter, which was also supported by the Democratic Party, they had in their particular policies that they were against the nuclear family that had the father at the head. They did not believe in patriarchy. And so we look down through the years and we've seen the party destroy our families, and people don't see it because they don't understand truth. This is why policy is so important, because it should be about America first. That's like all of you in your homes, your home, your children, and what you're responsible for has got to be first before you go and try to help everybody else. So we need to take, in order to be a blessing to other citizens from other nations, we got to take care of America first.
1,000% on point. Can anybody show me where any lie was? Any lie. Any lie. I mean, the Democrat Party is just a party of destruction. That's all it is. Lies and destruction. That's it. That's it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, look what the Democrat Party has been able to do these past 4 years. I think we can all agree that when Trump was in office, right, things were good. Money was flowing, exchanging hands. Gas prices were good. Grocery prices were good. People were living their lives. And now look at this country. How much are those gas prices now? What does that grocery bill look like now? Right? I mean, literally everything across the board is just just way too expensive. Way too expensive. And that has happened in 4 years. 4 years. Democrats, he was right when he said Democrats use black people every 4 years. And then they disappear. They come back. They show up every 4 years and say, hey, remember us? Remember us? We're Democrats. We love you. Remember? Well, if you don't, look, Republicans, they're mean, they're nasty, they're terrible. They're going to deport you. They're going to take you back to slavery. They do this fear mongering, right? You guys remember the slogan that Democrats came up with? Vote or die. I remember that. And I wasn't even in politics. I didn't really care about politics. Vote or die, right? Like what? Now it's, Trump's a threat to democracy. Even though we don't live in a democracy, we live in a constitutional republic. But Trump's a threat to democracy. He's a threat to democracy. The only one that seems to have some threats against their life is Trump. I mean, literally had 2 attempts on his life. One being, millimeters away from, ending very, very tragically on live television, which that was a whole other thing that I'm not going to get into that whole conspiracy. But actually, I don't think it's a conspiracy. But anyway, and I'm not talking about the actual attempt. There was a news channel that was airing that event live, and they almost never have done that with Trump's rallies, which was kind of interesting. That's the one that you chose to air live, the one where he almost lost his life, where I'm sure you expected him to lose his life. But anyway, like I said, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Not today. Maybe another day. So yeah, the Democrat Party, shows up every 4 years. They fearmonger, vote or die, threat to democracy, and then they end up, don't listen. We'll give you a bunch of handouts. Don't worry. Just make sure you vote for us, and we'll give you a bunch of handouts. And then those handouts never come. Kamala recently said that she was going to look into reparations. California has been the deepest of blue states for quite a while now, right? Democrats run that state through and through. They recently brought up reparations, and you know what happened? Nope. They voted against it. Down. Nope. No reparations for y'all. They talked about it. They talked up a big game, right? Ooh, reparations. We gonna give y'all reparations. Yes, sir. But when it actually came to put up or shut up, the Democrats in California, aka California, voted against it. Shut it down. No reparations. You can look it up. Right? This is fact. This is fact. When it came time to put up or shut up, no reparations for y'all. So that's the game. That's the same game that Kamala's playing. Oh yeah, see guys, we're gonna look into reparations. Not we're gonna give y'all reparations. We're gonna look into it. Oh, black men, we're gonna give y'all some forgivable loans, which is unconstitutional, and she knows that. But we're gonna give y'all some forgivable loans. If they're forgivable, why are they loans? Why not grants? Why not just write a check? Why are you calling it a loan if it's forgivable? See, but that's what they do. That's what they do. Fearmonger and handouts. Fearmonger and handouts. You got, everybody can look back every 4 years. It's the same song and dance. Same song and dance every time. So yeah, I'm absolutely disgusted with these folks, and I will never vote Democrat. That's for darn sure. Not unless this party has a complete and total switch, something, right? Like it has to be a complete change, which I do think will happen, right? This is my prediction, right? Trump wins this November in a couple of weeks, and he makes it so that no shenanigans have to ever be worried about ever again, right? He fixes everything surrounding it as much as he possibly can, because there's a whole lot to fix, including mainstream media. He does something about that, right? Mainstream media, all this other stuff. And so come 2028, Democrats are going to have a really, really hard time winning or even coming close to winning. They get blown out again. And that's when the Democrat Party will completely have a complete overhaul of everything the Democrat Party is about and stands for. Once they realize, yeah, we don't have a shot at winning anymore. It's not even close. We lost to Trump in 24. We just got blown out in 28. You know, we lost to Byron Donalds or Larry Elder, Vivek Ramaswamy, or J.D. Vance. Those are some of my top picks to be the president in 2028. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with a lot of those names. But once they get blown out, then and only then will the Democrat Party as a whole completely switch and actually start helping the American people, truly helping the American people, not just fearmonger. Oh, here's a little handout. Look. Okay, I got a couple of dollars. Look, guys. Look, vote for me. I got a couple of dollars for you. Look, if you vote for me, I'll give you this. You know, instead of doing weak, ignorant stuff like that, they'll actually be good politicians beyond 2028. That's my prediction. Because they'll have to be if they ever plan on winning ever again. That's my prediction. But what do y'all think? Let me know. But for now, Republicans about to run the show. Kamala's a fraud, and she hates Christians. And I think she proved that at her last rally. But like I said, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.